get you floating away.
I did an amazing helicopter flight in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Where the captain put the headset on me and he tuned me into the tower and
Yep.
you could hear everyone else.
Yeah, it's all right. All right, so welcome to our flight experience in Sydney here, Captain Matt. You're sitting at the controls of the 737-800 aircraft here in Sydney International Airport. If you look outside at the holding point of runway 16 right here, we're the domestic side. Shortly we're going to taxi out and turn to the left, join the runway.
All right.
We'll complete 2 takeoff landings here in Sydney and have a rest, and I'll sap the old Hong Kong airport.
Yeah.
2 takeoff landings there, finish up our flight this morning.
All right.
Now, before we actually get going, give you a quick rundown of how the controls work before you take off. So in the rest, your hands on the control yoke.
Yep.
Just have a feel what's it like to bank the aircraft to the left. The plane will turn to the left. Yep. Turn to the right. The plane will go to the right. And you want to pull up, and the plane will start climbing.
Yep.
That's it. Back to straight and level. And you push forward, and the aircraft will go nose down.
Yeah,
Perfect.
wow. Is there normally that much resistance?
Correct, yes.
Yeah,
Because
wow.
it's quite long, 40 metres down to the back
System.
to get the hydraulic system to working. So this control works when the aircraft leaves the ground.
Okay, yep.
On the ground, we use our feet to steer the aircraft. There's 2 pedals in there called rudder pedals.
Yeah.
So turn to the left, you push your left pedal in, turn to the left.
Ah, I see, okay.
Straight to go straight, and when you turn to the right, turn to the right. So use your feet pedals down the runway.
Yep.
Once the plane becomes airborne,
And it's just activating the rudder at the back?
It's rudder at the back,
And
so
this is steering.
that's the steering on the ground, so I'll show you that as we get going.
Okay.
So use your rudders to steer down the runway, and once the plane leaves the ground, feet flat on the floor and use the yoke to steer the aircraft. Okay?
Oh, I see, okay, so you don't need those at all.
That's it. Once you're airborne, feet flat on the floor and just use the yoke.
All right.
Moving down here where my hand is called the throttle quadrant, okay? 737 has 2 engines. This controls the power of the aircraft. Position here is idle. I'll push it all the way forward at full power, bring it back here as idle. Forward at full power, bring it back here as idle, okay? Over here is activate reverse thrust. I want to test that for me. Pull out to the top. Activates reverse thrust, helps slow the aircraft down on a full stop landing, and then push it all the way forward, disengage our reverse thrust.
Okay.
Perfect. So on our second landing, we'll use that, activate that system to slow the aircraft down.
Right, yeah.
Alright, so move on to our instrument panel now. You have 2 displays on your side. I'll point over so you can see.
Yep.
Primary flight display.
Okay.
Okay, now in the centre is artificial horizon. Blue represents the sky, brown represents the ground, left wing in there, and there's the right wing there, and there's the nose. So on takeoff, got to raise it up to 15 here for takeoff up there.
Okay, right.
Once you get to 1,000 feet, lower the nose down to 10 degrees.
Yeah, right.
When you get to 3,000, you have a nose in between here. That's level for the aircraft in
Are
there.
all takeoffs at about 15 degrees?
Always, yep.
Yeah, right. It always feels steeper than 15.
About 15. Depends how big the aeroplane is. Because it's the standard angle of attack for the aircraft to climb. Once you get to a safe height, they're going to go down to 10 degrees.
Level it off.
Yep.
Oh, it stays at cruise at 10 degrees, doesn't it?
No. When you get to 15,
Yeah.
and when you lower the nose down to 10, cruising speed's at 5 degrees.
5 degrees, okay, yeah.
All right. So that's for the pitch angle. Now when you turn, this is how we measure angle of bank up there. So that's level there, which line's 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. You want to turn about here, 20, 25 degrees either side, or left or right, okay? Airspeed's on the left-hand side, starts off at 45 knots and goes up. Altitude's on the right-hand side, measures our height.
Why are we showing 45 knots already?
That's a minimum airspeed for the aircraft to get the airspeed indicator to work.
Indicate it, right.
Actually, ground speed's 0 down there, so when you see 45, we'll start moving, okay?
Right.
All right. Now, the right-hand display is our map display. So first thing you see is the compass rose on the outside, give us our direction.
Yep.
We're at a position here, tip of triangle, we're going to taxi out. And then there's runway 16 right, join the Sydney Airport.
160
Take
degrees.
off, yep. And we're going to fly up 160 heading, and then climb to 3,000 feet about here, and then we'll do a left turn, fly up the east coast of Sydney towards Hornsby, and then we'll come out and do our approach to land, okay?
So you don't have true north at the top?
No, this is the compass now. We're heading towards the...
so current direction.
Yep, current direction is heading towards 266, so north's up here. So we swing the aeroplane towards that way, that will be north, okay? And down the middle now, quick run down the that is our aircraft engine instruments for you. N1, it's the most important gauge you look at. That's the big fan rotating from a jet engine. Left engine, right engine. Idle's at 20% power. Okay.
Oh, it's percentage.
Yep, percentage, so RPM. And as you push it all the way forward, just 100% power for you there.
Okay. And takeoff's always at 100%, is it?
About 99% I've got a program up there. We can adjust the takeoff power to whatever setting according to the day. And you can go back down to about 92 for takeoff. Depends on the load of the airplane. The heavier the airplane, the more power you need to take off. All right. There's our fuel gauges down there. Left wing, right wing main. We've got over 9.9 tonnes of fuel on board. Boys, roughly 2 tonnes an hour.
It's metric tonne.
Yep. So you can do minus 2 tonnes now. You know how much you got for landing there. Over here now is our FMC, our Flight Manager computer. It's the brains of aircraft. We input our data for our takeoff, approach and landing.
Yeah,
Once you enter the data, it gives us our takeoff speeds. So V1 takeoff speed is 135 knots, rotate at 137 or climb over 145. So about 135, start pulling back on the yoke.
Yep.
The plane will start taking off, lifting off the ground for you.
Okay. And why do you program those in there? What does that do to influence the takeoff?
What it does, that's the speed, the safe speed for the aircraft to start producing lift and taking off, okay?
Right. Does it affect the yoke or the controls?
Everything. So what it does, we weigh all the passengers, all the baggage, all the fuel, and all the catering, and all the cargo on board.
So, but does that, setting it there, does it actually change or do anything when you're actually taking off?
Yes, it does. Yes, we've got to set the trim. Okay, the trim's very important for takeoff, so if it's not set up properly, the centre of gravity could be wrong.
I see,
and could scrap the tail on the ground. Planes have crashed before because of the incorrect settings.
Yeah, right.
There's an incident down at Melbourne a few years ago called Emirates. They took off, remember they scrapped the tail on the runway. It's because they had incorrect settings on the takeoff data.
Right. So they didn't have the trim set correctly.
Trim wasn't set wrong, that's correct. So I keep pulling back, so the plane lifted off the ground and just dragged the tail because it was heavier than the actual speed. So that's the speed that the aircraft is suitable to produce lift to take off, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So anything below 135.
And so that's a calculation, is it, based on weight and everything else? So
weight.
Or did you program that in?
No, I programmed that in.
Oh, you've calculated that.
So on weight, weather, temperature, and surface conditions of the runway.
So if you've calculated 135, why do you need to program it in?
Because the computer will call out the word V1 for us.
Okay.
So when you hear the word V1, that's when you actually pull back.
Right.
And it's got enough speed over the wings to produce lift. Okay,
yeah, right.
So that's why we do that speed calculation. All right, so that's our cockpit briefing for the moment. Any further questions before we get on away?
No, I think that's good.
All right.
And so this sets trim as well, doesn't it?
Just up here, my right thumb. So when I turn that, it
okay.
changes the trim to the setting which you want.
Yeah,
You'll see it move back and forwards in flight. People walking up and down the aisle, balances the aeroplane. So we're going to balance it.
Seriously?
Yep.
Live, it balances the airplane. Wow.
It's like your car, when you load up the boot, your car goes up like that.
Yeah.
So it's like an airplane. We've got to keep that constant 5 degrees nose attitude. If it does, I think we go.
I remember there was a crash in the US where they'd calculated everyone's weight. They assumed humans all weighed 65, 70 kilos, and everyone on the board was too heavy and plane did that.
That's it, yeah.
So do you ever manually adjust that with your hand, or is it always?
No, it's always done by the thumb. You've got yours on the left-hand side, and your side, So it moves the thumb.
And is there a left and a right?
Oh, it's just up and down. So they both turn together, so it's just up and down switch.
There's two parts of that switch.
That's it, yep. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is get the aircraft ready for departure, so you can turn the anti-collision position strobe lights on for me.
All right.
Yep. And up here, no smoking fire seatbelts on forward.
Yep.
Yep. And all the run taxi runway lights on. Yep. And the 4 landing lights on as well.
4 landing lights.
That's it. Perfect. Now park brake's over here. Just push it forward to release the park brake.
I feel like I should have my foot on the foot brake.
Yeah, it's okay.
So
just push it forward.
Like
That's it. Now right hand on the throttles where we now move it forward about 2 centimetres, and you're going to use a tillable steer out on the runway. Okay. That's it. Stop it there. Start rolling forward.
So what percentage am I aiming for?
Yeah, well, just bring back to get the car rolling not too fast. So follow that yellow line, and you'll pull it round to the left to get the aircraft set up.
Oh, yeah, so a bit of left rudder.
Yeah.
So does the left rudder make much difference when you're going slow?
Oh, the rudders don't actually do anything. You use the tiller wheel, because what it does
wheel.
Gives the aircraft a bit more turning angle, okay?
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, wow. I never thought I'd see 1/6 right from here.
There you go. It's the best view in the house,
Yeah,
in the
look
back
at that.
you
It
can't
is,
see
isn't it?
much. Here
I did a jet fighter experience, and it was amazing, the view.
Okay, that's it. So
I need to sort of get a bit straighter
that's
away.
about there. So let go of that wheel now, and you're using your feet. And with the feet pedals, you push it in no more than 1 to 2 centimetres to keep it straight, okay?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now that middle of the runway should be run down the middle of the white line there, okay?
All right.
It'll take you a little while to get used to it, all right? So just use your feet to steer 1 to 2 centimetres. Now we're going to set takeoff power and get ready for takeoff, all right? So you're going to push it forward 3 centimetres. So you're going to want 40%. Just hold it there now. Let you just get the 40%, all right? And now push it all the way forward and want about 95%, okay? That's it. Stop it about there, a little bit more. That's it. Now just look outside, we're rolling the runway. Now using your feet, controlling the aeroplane.
All right.
That's it.
So you don't need the steering this time?
No, that's fine. Okay, that's it. Now both. Yep. Perfect. Thruster set. See how airspeed indicator is moving now?
Oh yeah,
45
finally
knots.
got past
Both
it,
hands
yeah.
on the controls for me now.
All right.
You hear the word V1. As you hit V1, you pull back to 10 degrees initially, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. There's that speed for takeoff. So just now, gently, keep a bit more back pressure. Bit more. That's it. Eyes inside. Look at the little black dot. So one of the 2 lines above the 10. That's it. Push the nose forward. That's it.
So trim adjust already.
Yep. So just pushing it forward, lowering the nose down. That's it.
So you really can't see much.
You don't look outside at all.
No, you don't look outside at all. Yeah,
we look inside. So feet off the pedals for me now.
Feet off the pedals.
Yeah, that's it, eh?
Oh, you've closed the landing gear.
Yep. Push down to 10 degrees. So we're lowering the nose now to 10 degrees.
10 degrees. So we've reached a cruising altitude, have we?
No, we reached a safe altitude of 1,500 feet. So hold it there at 10 degrees and let the aircraft climb.
MCP speed. So.
Yep.
So I'm level still. Does the plane stays pretty level by itself normally, or is that?
We trim it and then we'll balance it out for you.
Trim it a little bit.
That's it. So 1,000 feet to climb. That's it.
1,000 feet. So I notice you got metric for the weight of the fuel, but everything else is imperial.
Correct. Yes. Standard measurement is knots for speed and feet for altitude.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
I do a bit of sailing, so I'm used to knots, but
Yeah.
not feet. I think that's pretty okay.
All right. Start lowering the nose down now, pushing it
So I
forward.
can see the 3,000 coming up there.
So you got keep pushing it forward to get that black dot in between the first 2 white lines. That's it. Perfect. Back to neutral, let it stabilise. You can have a look outside now. Airborne off Sydney Airport. No, you're going to push it, bring it up between the first 2 white lines, remember?
Yeah.
That's
Watching the speed, the height, and I'm getting confused.
That's it. All right, just holding it there, level. All right, so look outside, we're level off Sydney Airport. So let's turn to the left for me now.
All right.
And do a 180-degree U-turn. So I'm going to maintain our height. So what we do is banking it now up the top. Get it between that second and third lines. Hold it there.
Oh yeah, I get it. So yeah, it's a turn to get the turn going, and then it's
Yes,
hold
holding it
straight.
there, yeah.
Oh, this is amazing. Look at this. Feels so real. You ever had any scary moments flying?
Oh, not really, no. We all program those out. We had a few thunderstorms, you know, like bad weather and storms, that sort of thing. Other than that, nothing else that's in
No other
major, no.
mechanicals or anything?
A few hydraulic leaks, so you know, you pick those up anyway, so get those repaired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hydraulics just doesn't explode, they just start a slow leak, and then you can find out
Right.
in the air that there's something wrong. You know, there's redundancies built on board these aircraft.
Yeah.
So there's always two sets of hydraulic systems they can control.
I think the worst is the Venturi tubes, and they're blocked.
Yes, that's right.
I've
Yes,
heard some pretty serious problems with those. Can't tell you height or.
that's correct. Yes.
Yeah,
So once that little tube gets blocked, the instruments read incorrect.
yeah, and then I think the tower can't even read height or airspeed either, can it?
Yes.
It's based on your own Venturis.
Yeah. A little bit more bank angle there. It's just like turn a bit. That's it. No more turning there. It's too much.
Sorry.
That's it.
What's the maximum bank angle?
Well, you can get up to 95 degrees. You can roll the aeroplane over.
Oh wow!
But
So you don't get a stall,
no.
wing stall.
Speed's sufficient now. So what we're doing is fly up that pink line there, okay?
Oh yeah.
That's it. Turn to the right for me now. That's it. Turn to the right.
So is that altitude
That's
warning?
Good. Yep. No, that's altitude correct. Yes. Let's level aircraft off, which you've done now. Just slowly climb back up to 3,000. So enjoy the view outside. You can see Botany Bay to your left.
Oh yeah.
And
So we're on about the right angle there. I remember this flight from Edinburgh to Glasgow. It was just instruments. You really couldn't look out the window.
we don't have to look outside. So all these flying is called on instruments. So inside will tell you everything. That's where we are on the map. That's the airport there. That's where we are now. We'll fly up that pink line, and then we'll come around to the left and come around for landing. Okay.
Oh right.
So I'm going to fly straight ahead for 10 minutes. So you can have a look outside the scenery. You can see parts of Sydney out there.
Yeah right.
We'll Pretty good, eh?
Is that, so Sydney City there, isn't it?
Correct, yes. Yeah, you got the city over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can turn a little bit to the left for me. Just get back on that line there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't admire the view for too long, can you?
No.
Get off course.
You got any more trips planned for the rest of the year, or that's it?
This year I'm done. Early next year up to Singapore.
Yeah. That's it. Just turn to the right,
And
level
then,
right. That's fine.
Yeah, I've just been to the US 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah. Nice and cold over there at the moment, or?
It was nice. I was in Palo Alto, so it was sort of 11 degrees in the morning, and
yeah.
it got up to 24 during the day. So it was quite nice.
That's not too bad because on the west coast.
Yeah.
If you're on the east coast, it'd be a bit cool.
Oh, east would have been awful.
Yeah.
It was really cold over there.
Bit of snow in Chicago and sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to think about it. Do you see winter time over there now? You know, as soon
That's
as
right.
mid-November comes around, it gets cold.
Yeah, it does. Are you still flying?
I've retired from domestic flying. I've been doing it
Okay.
for about 29 years, and I just do airline training at the moment.
Oh, wow.
So I spent a few days doing airline training and a couple of days here. So
And you would have like a Qantas simulator?
correct, yes. And we do it in here. We do airline training in here.
Oh, do you?
This simulator is certified by CASA, Civil
Yeah,
Aviation Safety Authority, to do airline training. So we go conduct it in here. All right, so when we come back down to land at Sydney, it's going to be a touch and go landing. So we're going to land the runway, and then we're going to accelerate and take off again,
Nice.
okay? So there'll be no reverse thrust in the landing.
Okay.
As soon as you land, we're going to open the throttles all the way forward, and we're going to accelerate and climb
And
away.
is braking both feet on the foot pedals?
Braking, the bottom pedals steer the runway, the braking's at the top of the pedals, okay?
At
So
the top, okay.
we won't need the brakes. As soon as you land, we're going to keep the plane rolling,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But in theory, we don't need the brakes at all. We have a system up here called auto brake, which I'll show you about on our second landing.
Oh, right.
So as soon as you arm it up, as soon as you land, the brakes will slow the aircraft down.
Oh,
So we don't have to push the brake pedals at all.
Yeah, right.
If that fails, then you're going to use the brake pedals.
Yeah.
Only time you use the brake pedals is when you're parking at the terminal to stop it running.
Right.
into
So
the
have you got autopilot for thrust, have you?
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
Only thing on automatics, this one here, the speed. I've turned it on there, so I can
Right.
cruise control of your car.
That's handy.
That's better than having your hand going back and forward.
Yeah, it would be actually, because if you're trying to keep the attack angle
That's
right.
it,
then
yeah.
speed.
All right, so what we're going to do now is start reducing our speed now and prepare for landing. So up here on our auto throttle, change it down to 160 knots for me.
All right.
Yep, so you can do that one, 160.
160. Okay. Oh, yeah, I can see the knots, speed of knots coming down.
Yeah, reducing
Ha-
slowly. Yeah.
How is ground speed measured?
Ground speed's measured by a vector of the wind, okay? So,
Oh, is that all?
so if there's a wind, it works out the calculation.
How does it know the wind speed if it's...
It's got sensors on the aeroplane.
Oh,
It'll
to
pick up
detect the angle of the wind.
direction of the wind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
right.
show you that a bit later.
So it's like a VMG
Yep.
velocity
We'll show you that a bit later on.
Okay.
Now I'll set the little bug around to the left there. So you got to raise the nose up this time.
You want the nose up?
Pull it back to about third line, the white. So you got to keep going up this time, Matt.
okay.
That's up to there. Once you hold it there, well, since we slowed the aircraft down, it wants to fall, okay?
Ah, I see,
So
right.
you got to hold the nose up to hold our
to keep the
height.
altitude.
That's
I
it.
see. Because we're heading for 160. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think of the impact of the...
See how you haven't got up on that third line? Now, now turn to the right now, level on that pink dotted line. See how our height's dropping now? It gives us a warning, alarms.
yeah,
Okay, that's
yeah.
because we didn't hold our height. So that's it. Straighten up to your right now. Turn to the right, level the horizon, and we're going to fly this way for a little while. And then we'll start to turn to the left there.
So, height-wise, we're still under. Okay. So you can still climb at that engine percentage, can you?
Correct, yes, yes.
Okay.
All right, start to turn to the left for me now, nice and gently. Just keep that turn rolling round. That's it.
We'll keep the nose up.
No, the nose is going to be down. That's pitching up high. So you got to keep it just below that third line. That's the fourth line there.
Oh, because the engines are still
Yep.
controlled, aren't they? I was thinking...
Yep.
So we haven't set the engine speed, we've set the airspeed, haven't we?
Set the airspeed. That's right.
So where am I headed? I'm going around to
Just
the left.
nice and gently. Okay. So look outside. There's runway. So you got to start turning to the right for me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
A little bit too.
I keep forgetting, once you're in the turn, you're in the turn. You don't have to keep turning.
No, that's it. We'll miss the runway surely. So you got to turn to the right for me now. Level the aircraft off.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just aim towards the airport. Now landing gear now can come out. Pull this one out and down. landing gear, pull it out and then down, that's it.
Out and down, alright.
That's it.
So we're still a little off course, is that right?
That's it, we're going to correct very shortly, so back to 150 knots.
150 knots.
That's it, lovely. And looking good there, that's it.
Is that height or speed? It's airspeed, isn't it?
Yeah. So
height-wise,
lower that nose down a bit now, push it forward.
You want it down?
Yep.
Okay.
Start your descent. So get back on the runway. See how you're a little bit off course now?
Yeah.
So back on that solid pink line, and there's the runway ahead of us, okay?
Oh, I see the runway.
Yep, so aim straight
So we get a crosswind?
Not too much.
Where's that indicated?
Yep, normally it's the vector coming down from there. So we've got a very light and variable wind at the moment. So if you look outside, there's a runway ahead of us. So it's a touch and go landing. So you want that position, the runway just in there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because that's, right. Wow, gee. Changed your perspective, didn't it?
That's it.
So, how's my nose angle? Do you want to?
That's good. No, that's good. We're gently coming down, so there's no hurry to get the height down, okay?
Oh, okay.
So just going to turn to the right just a little now. All right, get it straight in that solid pink line.
Right, okay.
It's a touch and go landing. We're going to land and then we'll take off again.
Okay, so I see the rate of descent
That's
on the right
it,
there.
yep. So
is that feet per minute?
Yep, that's feet per minute. So you're going to lower it down now a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So get that black dot on the horizon for me. That's it.
Oh, you want the black dot on the horizon? Yep. Okay.
Hold it there. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, this would be the part that I would completely freak out.
Yeah, so be very gentle. You don't want to pitch too much because you can land before the runway.
So when you say don't want to pitch too much, you mean you want to
you're pushing too far, pull up. So what you're doing is doing this down the runway, okay?
Yeah.
You can't see the people in the back. So 40 metres down the back, people get sick. So if I can feel
a gentle glide slope.
You're going to be very gentle. That's it.
I've noticed the difference down the back to the front of the plane. It's amazing. It's like being on the back of a roller coaster.
That's correct, yes. So there's IKEA here at Tempe.
Oh, yeah.
So feet on the pedals for me now. So I'll steer the plane on the ground. So you've got to turn. Alright, push that speed light in, cancel auto throttle. That's it, now turn to the right just 2 degrees, that's it. Now hand on the thrust levers for me, just one hand on there, up here, yeah, that's it. Slowly bring it back to idle, just power back, that's it. Very gentle. Okay, lower the nose, use your feet to keep it straight.
Okay.
So back to the right, push it back to the little runway. Right foot in a little bit more. All right. Now right hand on the throttle levers there. Push it forward halfway. Using your feet. Remember your feet.
Right,
What you're doing there, you're gonna.
Don't need the wings.
That's it. You scratch the wings.
As soon as you said throttle, I got distracted.
Now auto forward again. That's it. Stop it there. So using your feet control the aircraft. That's it. Both hands back on the control yoke. Nice and gently start pulling back now for me. Okay, it's going to take off. Speed's reached. Take off. Little nose up to 10 degrees. That's it. 15 now.
15.
That's it. Now, perfect. Push the nose forward. Okay, landing gear up. Pull it out up to the top, nice and gently.
All right.
Now one more notch. That's it.
Why do you have to be gentle on that?
Or you can easily stall the aeroplane. You know, this is a very precise piece of instrument.
All right.
A lot of people thump the gear and then breaks the gear handle off. That's it. Okay, feet off the pedals and relax, lower nose to 10 degrees.
So we're climbing at
3,000, that's it. And set our airspeed at 230 knots. That's
airspeed 230.
And activate, turn off the on. Yeah, okay, lovely.
So is that, what's that do?
Turns it on, activates the systems.
Oh, I see.
So now we can just set and forget.
So we don't have yoke control, just airspeed. Is that, how do you set yoke control?
Up here. The autopilot's up here.
Autopilot, right.
So turn to the right for me now. I'm going to bank it over to the right-hand side. And watch your height. We're going to come back to 3,000 already, you see? So you're going to lower that nose down. That's it. That's it. Just hold it down that second line. See how we're at 3,000 feet now?
Yeah.
Alright, so ease a bit of back pressure on there to hold it. Pull it back. So height's going down now, you see?
Yeah.
Keep turning. We're going to keep turning.
Oh, you keep going?
Yep, keep going. Keep going. That's it. So watch your height. See how your height's pitching up too much? Black dot should be on that second line, okay?
Yeah, it's hard to keep that height consistent. I guess
A lot of experience.
you get a feel for that.
Yeah, a lot of experience. You start flying little Cessnas, you've got to keep maintain that height. See,
Yeah,
the height's
right.
going all over the sky.
Yeah.
Now you're going down. See.
Jeez. I keep watching that go up and that's go down, and I'm getting the two mixed up.
Okay, turn to the left now. Straighten the horizon up. Turn a little bit to the right. Push the nose forward. That's it. Level aeroplane. First thing you do is level aeroplane. That's it. And that black dot's going to be in between the first two white lines, so it's going to be below that second line. That's it. Just hold it there. All right, well done. So, set up our brakes to 2 for me now. We'll do a full stop landing next one. And our speed brake can be arm lifted up half a centimetre and back half a centimetre. That's it. Half a centimetre just there.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So it just sits in there. So that's the spoilers on the wings. So I'll deploy up on landing.
You can hear them when they come on, can't you?
Yeah, and the brakes will come on. So touch the brakes. All you do is that reverse thrust, pull up those thrust levers.
So is that, you have to arm that?
That's already armed.
Once it's turned, it's
once
armed?
you turn it on, it's on. So
unlike this?
No, it's already on. So when you...
But this one, you can dial this up, but then you have to arm it, don't you?
Correct, but this one's auto brake. So have it off.
Right.
Is for touch and go. So when you turn it on, it will automatically arm up.
Dropping again.
Okay, start reducing the speed down to 160 knots. So we can start for the approach. That's it.
160.
That's it.
Climbing.
Now remember, you got to pull the nose up. As soon as you bring the speed back, you're doing the opposite.
Okay.
You got to raise the nose up to hold our height.
Hold the height.
If you keep pushing down, we're going to leave. We want to maintain 3,000 all the way around. So when we fly up to there, we'll turn to the right. We want to maintain 3,000. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. So just hold it there until we get a bit closer.
So what are we going to get to? We're going to get the green line?
Yeah, top of the green line, tip of the triangle. Yeah. And start your turn to the right for me now, okay? So there you go. So you got to hold the nose up, remember? You keep pushing down.
Keep the nose up, alright.
That's it, that's much better. See how high it's always starting to drop? So you got to hold that nose up.
Yeah,
That's it.
okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's all the turning you need. Just hold that bank angle 20 degrees.
20
nice
degrees,
and consistent.
alright. Oh yeah, so it's 2 notches, isn't it?
Yeah. Push down on those just a bit now, starting to pitch up. That's it. A bit more turning now. Okay. That's it. That's it. Hold it there. Looking good. More bank angle. Keep the turn coming around, or we overshoot the runway. That's it. That's it. Hold it there. No more. Well done. Much better this time, eh?
Yep. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit of a feel for the angle of attack, at least.
Yes. Okay, turn to the left. Okay, back on the straight pink line. Okay, got to turn a little bit more. Turn to the left. Now gear down for me now. Put the landing gear down. Straighten the wings up. You're going the wrong way. See how you go all over the sky? That's it. Speed down to 150 knots.
Staying at same height, 3,000?
Yeah, I'm going to stay our descent shortly, okay? So just level the aircraft off. Now start lowering the nose down just a couple of millimetres. That's it.
Staying at 3,000 for a while?
No, we're going to descend. Look outside, the runway's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got to start pushing those down and start your descent.
So you don't dial up any new sort of glide slope or anything in there?
No,
altitude? Okay. So is that typical to come in at about 3,000 at the beginning of the...
Correct, yes.
glide?
All aircraft start 10 miles out 3,000.
10 miles out 3,000.
Now watch your height. You push down the brown, that's danger. Okay, that's it. Okay, pull up. You got to pull up. Get that black dot where I told you have on the first white line on the horizon.
So it's okay. So it's far more gentle descent than. So I'm sort of looking out there, thinking, well, I got to get down to that, and so I'm going a bit much. Yeah, I guess because of the reduced airspeed, we're going to fall anyway.
That's it. So when you
is the airstrip at 0 or is it?
It's about 30 feet above the ground.
Only 30, isn't it? Okay.
Yep.
That's been calibrated for 10:30.
Yep. So you got to turn to the left a bit now if you look outside. Yeah, that's it. Okay, you got to turn to the left a bit more, so you get that runway just in there.
All right. It's interesting watching the tail camera in the A380.
Yes.
The plane comes at such an odd angle sometimes.
That's it. All right, looking good. So here's the runway, 500 feet to landing, so that's it. Okay, that's in good. Okay, power off.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, reverse thrust. That's it.
Let's use the pedals now.
That's it. It's reverse thrust, and just use your feet to keep it straight. That's it. Great job.
Wow. That was
That's
awesome.
how it's done. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
fantastic.
it. Very well done.
Thanks
so,
for the guidance there. I wouldn't have been lost for sure.
yeah, that's it. Takes a little bit of effort to do it. Well done. You made it on the ground. Middle of the
Fantastic.
runway. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Not too bad. All right, have a rest now. Stay in your seat,
Okay.
and I'll change the airports to Hong Kong for you.
Yeah, right. And the braking works well, doesn't it? Yeah, I honestly thought the captains were actually pushing brakes. Yeah. Manually, I didn't realise. Because that's pretty standard, isn't it? Use the auto brake.
All the aircraft have auto brake systems now, much more efficient than us.
Yeah, that would be.
So it's programmed up. Traction control, ABS.
Yep, anti-skidding, feels the resistance in the wheels. Oh, it was great doing Sydney actually, because I've flown in and out of there so often. So.
Work for your own company or you work for something?
I work for a big US company, software company.
Okay.
So has this got a left and a right, or is it just one runway?
There's 2 runways here at Hong Kong.
Okay.
This is the main airport. We're going to fly across to the old airport.
Oh yeah, right. So this is, what's it called, the new one?
Chaplock Clock.
Oh, that's the original one, isn't it?
No, this is the new airport.
Oh, new one.
Central Island. We're going to fly across to the old Kai Tak airport.
Kai Tak.
Alright, so part 2 now, we're at the new Hong Kong International Airport, runway 07 right. We're going to take off this time, only climb to 2,000 feet.
Okay.
Level off, and then once you level off, we're going to do a small right turn to 090.
Okay.
It's about 8-minute flight across to the old airport, okay? We'll fly straight towards the mountain range in the horizon.
Yep.
Towards the terrain, there's 3 little mountain peaks. About 7 miles out, we'll start your descent from 2,000 feet down to 700 feet.
Alright.
Once you're at 700 feet, you see the runway to your right. You're going to bank it nice and gently to the right to land into the bay.
Okay.
Touch and go landing, and then we'll take off again, okay?
Alright. Wow.
So, yeah, there's a bit of terrain around the airport as well, so there's little mountains or whatever, so
Oh,
point
that's
that
terrain.
out. Yep.
Okay. How high is that?
Oh, it varies. Red means it's higher than the aircraft. So look outside, there's a few mountains there, so it could be about 300 feet above
okay.
the ground level there.
2,000 would be
Yeah.
surely above.
Yeah, we should be above it. Alright, so we're clear to take off this time, so when you're ready, use your feet to steer the runway.
So
And our V1 speed of 136, okay?
So
That's it.
we go to sort of
Yep.
95.
Yeah,
Oh,
about
40 first, wasn't
that.
it?
Yep, that's it.
I forgot the 40 bit.
Yeah. Nice and gently, that's it.
They even simulate the flat spots in the tyres.
Yeah, of course.
You can hear the vibrating metal.
That's it. So start raising those up.
V1.
Alright. So gear up for me now.
Gear up.
Wheels back in the aeroplane, that's it. One more notch.
What's the middle notch do?
Oh, that's off position, so once you finish with it, just put it back to the off setting there.
Oh, I see. So once it's up, you can turn it off.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright.
So it's in the off, so I'll put it back in the off setting for you
Okay.
there. Alright, looking good, Captain. So,
Feet
yep,
off the pedals.
feet off the pedals,
15
just
degrees.
relax. Okay, yep.
Climbing to 2,000.
2,000, that's it.
So 2 feet per minute climbing rate's good.
That's
is
it, yep, it's very good.
Okay.
So start lowering those down now. We're going to approach 2,000 very shortly. And then start your banking turn to the right for me. There you go. That's it. Turn to the left, level the horizon. Watch your height.
It's amazing how quickly, as soon as you bank, you really lose altitude. don't
That's
you?
it, yeah.
Is that altitude?
No, it's just
Master caution.
no, it's fuel. We're running out of fuel from the main tanks.
Ah, right.
That's it. So we've got plenty of fuel in our wing tank, so run off that now.
Okay. Geez, you can't miss the master caution. can you?
That's it. It's right in front of your eyes, so that's why it's there. So
Yeah.
it's the biggest alert system in the world, so
Yeah.
right in front of your eyes. So. Okay, it's a touch and go landing at Hong Kong. So if you look outside, if you've been to Hong Kong, you can look at the city ahead of us. So
Right.
that's the bridge linking the city and the and the airport there. So up ahead we got Hong Kong Island. And you got Victoria Harbour and Kowloon. So we're flying straight towards those mountain peaks.
Okay.
All right, and we're at 7 miles out. When we hit that green ring, we'll start slowing down and we'll start to descend.
Ah, right.
And
So that's
for
glide
landing.
slope, is it? The green ring.
The green ring just shows you the distance out from the airport.
Distance from the airport, okay.
All right.
So how often do you use ILS?
Every landing.
And is ILS just giving you data here, is it?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Gives data and distance out and that sort of thing.
Can you have a fully automated landing with ILS?
Yeah. Yep.
So is it, how often do you switch it over to fully automated?
No, in Australia probably never.
Okay.
But if it's bad weather like in Europe, I do it all the time. So
really?
in Australia we don't worry about it because we like to, the pilots like to hand fly the landing in.
Yeah, I bet you do.
That's sort of way it goes. All right, so bring the speed down to 150 knots.
150.
And the landing gear come out now. Slow the gear down. That's it.
As I do the airspeed. So,
Yep, and speed's going to come down slowly. Okay, keep flying towards the mountain peak. All right, that's where we're aiming for. And the runway's into the bay down there, okay? So if you can't see the bay, we're here and fly down there and we're going to turn to the right there.
Oh, I see. So it's down in that bay over
That's
there,
it.
is it? Okay. So I just stay on 2,000?
Push down now, you'll descend to 700 feet.
700?
Okay, keep going straight towards the mountain peak, all right? Nice and gently. See those strobe lights in?
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
approach
Oh,
for
wow.
leading you in. So
You're kidding.
yeah, put those strobes there to lead you in. This is the old Kai Tak Airport before 1998.
So I've stayed in a hotel
Yeah.
that looks straight onto the old strip. 'Cause
There
I got
you
the
go.
names mixed up. I got to
Yeah,
book the wrong hotel, and it was an awful old hotel. It smelled of cigarettes, but it looked straight onto the runway.
yeah.
In fact, it was from the back of the runway.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Very old hotel, isn't it?
It was. It probably was fashionable in the 70s when
Yeah.
the airport was busy.
Just raise nose up, you don't have to, no hurry. There's people living below us, so we're closer. There's a runway just out there.
Okay.
So the hotel's probably just over here when you look down the runway there.
Yeah, it was. Didn't see any planes on the airport there. So is that just rate of descent good?
Yeah, that's fine now. Start your banking turn to your right. So gently lower it down to the right. That's it. That's it. Beautiful. So perfect.
500. 400. 300.
Turn to the right. That's it.
200. Brake rate.
Oi.
Panhandle.
Very gentle. All passengers are sick in the back for all this.
30. Approaching minimums.
You're too much movement. You're correcting it too much.
Okay.
You're very gentle. See?
Oh, sorry.
Very gentle. All right.
Right, nose down. So back to full power, was it?
No, nice and smooth. Halfway.
Halfway.
And all the way forward now. That's it to 95. Stop it there. That's it.
What's V1?
Yeah, we already reached V1 now, so start raising the nose up. Perfect. Now gear it back up in the aeroplane. That's it. Eyes on the black dot. That's it. That's it. Well done. Back to 190 knots. Set 190. And off to on to activate the system map.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's it.
So climbing pretty rapidly there.
And what we do now is change the weather for you. So
Oh, wow.
a bit of a thunderstorm there. Just see how we go. Okay, so push the nose forward. We'll level off at 3,000. Now hold it there. That's it. There you go. All right. So in the storm, we can't rely on the outside view now.
Yeah.
So that's why instruments are very important to fly the aircraft. Now we're leveling it off at 3,000. And start your turn nice and smooth to your right hand side now. Come back around to that airport, do another landing. So heading 290, so banking around 25 degrees. That's it. Hold it there and just hold our nose up at that second line to maintain our height. Second line, you're going to pull up that second line, that's it.
Yeah, that trim helps.
Yeah. So looking good. Nice.
So do you often actively adjust that trim, do you, when you're banking?
Yep.
Okay.
Because as you turn, it wants to pitch up or pitch down, okay? Normally
Yeah.
you just gotta,
I thought you would set the trim sort of fairly consistently because of the weight of the plane and the distribution of the weight, but I didn't realise you'd actually use it.
see that wind vector, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got easterly wind blowing at 16 knots, so that's showing you that. So we'll turn the weather radar on for you as well.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so that's what it looks like ahead of us. So that's
Jeez.
all right. We've got a little bit of a cell to go through. We'll be fine. Okay, turn to the left now, level the horizon. So we're at the back of Hong Kong Island now. In the thunderstorm, the big of a cell, that red stuff means it's pretty heavy. Have a look outside. So maintain 3,000, we should be fine. We should be underneath it. Don't go any higher than 3,000.
Okay.
Turn back to the right. See how you're losing your balance?
go
Yeah, that's it. Most important things are the official horizon on your left.
Yeah.
So set the brakes up to 2 for me now. I'm going to do a full stop landing this one. And speed brake up half a centimetre and back half a centimetre. Up and then back a half a centimetre. That's it. Now watch your horizon. Go turn to the left there. That's it.
It's quite useful having that feet per metre reading there.
That's it, yeah. So looking good now. So we're going to go up to here and we'll cut across to the right.
Okay.
We'll start your descent down shortly. That's it.
Alright.
So you can come a little bit closer now. Just turn a little bit to the right there. Track a little bit less. See the wind vector changes all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Just
where
about
the
turn.
yeah. See our ground speed in the bottom is higher because it's got the tailwind pushing
Tailwind.
us along. See?
Oh, wow.
So it works all that out for you. It's all basic mathematics.
Yeah. It's pretty clever. It's pretty amazing that it can do that just based on
Yeah.
Venturi tubes, you know,
Yeah.
and sensors predicting wind angle.
Okay, descend in slow the aircraft down to 160 knots for me now. 160 and set 2,000 on there. That's it.
2000.
Yeah, that's it. And this one around the 359.
Hmm.
The heading bug the 359 for me.
359.
and start your turn now to the right. So hold the nose up, we're already down 2,000. We lost a bit of height in that
Yeah.
manoeuvre when you were taking your eyes off the instruments.
Yeah, I know.
That's be careful.
I was already dropping from 3,000.
Okay, you're very steep. See how you're dropping your height? You've got to hold that nose up to that third line. Keep pulling back, you've got to hold it back. It's pretty heavy. There's a weight 60 tonnes of the aeroplane. That's it. Now straighten the aeroplane up to your left. That's it. Gear down for me now. Get the wheels out this time. Okay, lower the nose down now. Done a climb. And what we're going to do is do a turn shortly towards the. That's it. Start your turn nice and smooth.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. It just takes all the experience.
Yeah, it was very smoothness. That's what they the experienced pilots do, you know.
Yeah.
They make
really
it so
nice.
easy. You don't feel like you're taking off a landing.
No.
You can have a cup of coffee there all the day and it wouldn't
That's
even
right, it
move.
doesn't move.
Yeah. A bit more turning angle there. That's it. Straight on the approach. Watch your height. You've got to pull back. It's still 7 miles out from landing, you know.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want to
Fair enough.
descend yet, okay? Turn to the left. Turn to the left. You got to turn to the left. Straighten the horizon up. Okay, watch your height. You see how you pitch up too much, you're going to stall the plane. Push forward. Push forward. Keep pushing forward. That's it. So look outside now. We're visual. You can see the mountain range ahead of us.
Yeah.
So fly straight towards the mountain range. That's it. Turn to the right. Okay, a bit more to the right now because we have a 2-degree turn. That's it.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at the there's an arrow there that
Yeah.
had me distracted. So what's the triangle? Just the white triangle top
Yep,
there?
that's the correct flight path. Okay, to line up with that solid line there. 088's our track inbound. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now start. Just lower down, nose down a little bit now. Descend to 700.
Oh, because we're doing the same drop.
Same
Yeah,
airport
I missed
again.
the strobes. Okay.
So there's the strobes, the same
I was thinking
airport.
there's a
Yeah.
mountain range coming. What do we have to climb
Full-
above that?
This is a full stop landing. That's it.
So how do you know when to make the turn?
Just judgment. Just when
Oh,
you
right,
line up,
okay.
see those strobes there will lead you in. So you got to
Yeah.
turn a little bit more right.
So you're not looking at anything here to figure out your
No.
final turn?
That's it.
Okay. So how, I guess if this is completely shrouded in cloud, you can't land here, right?
Correct. Yes. You got to get a visual
Yeah.
for landing
So
this
visual
one.
below, was it 2,000? Is that the lowest
Oh
you can?
no, you can go to 700
Oh, right.
feet, which is where we are now.
500.
That's it.
400.
I've seen footage of pilots really working the yoke.
Yes, that's right. This one sometimes gets a bit hairy, so good. So there you go. Turn to the right now, and lining them up.
200.
Turn to the right. You got to turn a bit more to the right. See.
Bank angle.
Passengers be loving me.
100. Approaching minimums. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Power back. That's it. And reverse thrust. That's it.
So that would have been a pretty heavy landing, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Bad weather.
Bit of a thud.
Yeah. Now cancel reverse thrust. That's it. There we go. All right, taxi off now. Use a little wheel again to steer. All right.
Oh,
And there's the runway there. Exit the runway. Keep going down to the left. That's it. No power. That's
yeah.
it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Gee, this wheel's heavy. Is that normal?
Yeah, that's it.
Not much hydraulic assist in that one.
No.
Across the middle
All
there,
right. So just park it here, Captain. So park back on.
Alright.
Now off goes the landing lights. Can turn those lights off. Yep. 3 lights can go off there. Over here, strobes position anti-collision light off. Yep. And last 2 no smoking fuss seatbelt sign up. Congratulations, we made it. How was that?
That was awesome.
You did very well.
That was
Wasn't easy. It took a little while to get used to the controls,
It
but
did.
we know.
I found
yeah.
once I started looking, it made it a lot easier to sort of
That's
then
it.
figure
Yeah.
out what was going on.
Figure it out. Well done. You did very well.
Yeah, thanks.